where I was, always opposite to my parents. Whatever they used to say me, I was the one opposing. And when my consciousness opened, I said my parents were right.
I am sure that you're learning a lot from this series. Today's guest is Simona Gujral, known to the people as Guruma. She is here to share how she changed her pathways and found ways to a very impossible journey that looked possible to her heart, but her mind wasn't ready. She changed her ways from living an ordinary life to an extraordinary divine being today. She is an oculist, a manifestation coach, and has healed a lot of people who have come out of their illnesses of the physical body. Let us hear the journey of Kuruma. Hi everyone. Today we have a very special guest. She is Guruma. Her name is Simona Gujral. She is joining us from Paris, and we are very happy to have her on her platform. Never make a U-turn, and we'll discuss about her life journey, and how she is helping the world today. So, Guruma, thank you so much for joining us. My first question to you is: when you were a child,
Mhm.
have you ever thought that you would become a spiritual person ever?
No, never. Not even a single thought came into my mind that I will ever follow spirituality. When I was a child, my mother used to, recite the holy mantras. She used to pray and she used to say me to recite the same. But I was always, questioning her. Does God exist? Does this things mean anything? And I used to get irritated when she used to pray continuously. She used to pray, after every 2 hours, she used to sit and pray. And I used to get so much of irritation that I used to go away from her, go into my room and not face her. And sometimes I used to yell at her, why you're doing all this? I don't like this, mom. So this was me when I was a child.
So, how did this transformation happen, or what experience got into your life where you turned or you start to believe in God?
Actually, it happened long back. Slowly, it was, the slow development. Initially, whenever I used to say something from my mouth, it used to come true. And my mom believed so much that she said, whatever you are saying, it's coming true. That means you have a special blessing. And I used to say, what the hell is this, mom? No, it's just I am saying it might be a coincidence. So slowly the development started, and only the thing when I realized it was when my mom left this world. When I realized, okay, there is an existence of universal powers, there is an existence of a soul, and God, the creator. I have seen so many things that I cannot explain, because God, just the presence of God appeared in front of me when my mom left. I was never alone. Although physically my mom left, but I was always, protected and guided by the presence of an angel. And it it just pulled my heart and soul so much that the things which I was saying, and it was, a havoc when I used to tell my family members. They used to say, okay, due to your mom, she left you, maybe you will need a psychologist. This was the case because I was in the another dimension, talking to or convert or having a conversation with God, but nobody at that time understood me. And I never tried also to explain, because there was an fear. that okay, they will just, mock at me. They will say that you are a fool, you're stupid. So I started hiding the things. But when I realized, okay, if I am hiding something, but I can definitely talk this to God, surrender this. Okay, the time will come when people will realize, okay, presence of God is with me. That was the thing. And
Okay.
in that whole journey in Niharika, when I look back, there was, a ignition of my soul since my childhood, because the denial, from there it started. I denied the presence of God. And slowly, slowly, when my mom left, I just accepted the thing. When she wanted me to accept the presence of God, I never did that. But when she left, automatically it happened.
Okay, so when you were living as a person like every other person was, so you were studying in the university, you were
Yes.
doing a job,
Yes.
how was that life affecting you with the presence of God? Did you still feel like the presence of God at that life also?
Actually, when my God left, slowly, slowly, God, what happened? I left the crowd as well. Slowly, slowly it happened. I left my friends behind, I left my family members behind, and I used to sit in silence. I used to spend most of the time meditating and energizing and understanding the things. And I used to see the numbers frequently, and I used to follow the numbers. Okay, this message is that. So I started decoding my life pattern, people coming into my life, why they are triggering me, why I'm getting agitated, why I'm getting angry. So I worked on my journey slowly, slowly, to understand first myself, and then all the broken pieces. When I joined, all the broken people came to me for healing. That's how it happens. It happened actually in my life. Till now, all the broken pieces of people, they come to me for healing. They ask me why the things happen is happening with me right now, why I'm like this, why my wife left me, why my children are not talking to me, why I'm suffering from illness, blah blah blah, things like that.
So when you were in the corporate life handling that computer science chapter, were you interested to do that, or were you just doing it because you couldn't do anything else that time?
Actually, I was not a very bright student in studying, I would say. It was like always my father used to push me for studies and always tell me and make me realize that study is an important part of life, and you will grow in your career if you study seriously. He was the one who made me learn computers. There was only one center in the city where I lived. He spent so much of money on my computer diploma. He used to send me to the center by forcing me, and I never did anything from my heart and soul. The study was like, okay, I will do it. The end of the day, when the exam was just to come, I used to study a night before. I was like that. I was not a very bright student, but yes, I used to push through, pass through my exams. That's how I was. But when I realized my journey, when I stepped into spirituality, things were magical. I cannot even explain you, but the knowledge, it was like, the book opened for me, and I kept reading and reading and reading, analyzing the things. And that education, God was my teacher.
Okay, so that was the day when you started to feel happy and realize, okay, this is what I am meant for.
Yes. And I learned from my heart and soul. It was not by force. The power which descended inside me. It made me learn so many things that sometimes I used to sleep just saying few words, having a few conversation with God, and the next day the whole, the chapter or maybe a description came to me automatically.
So when you started to have this as a gift, how
Mhm.
did you grow as a person then?
As a person, I have never grown, Niharika. As a person, I would say I I am still growing. Okay, as a person, I am still a small child, because every day when I learn the things from God, I say to myself, I'm only 0.001% educated. Why I'm telling you this? Because knowledge is very, very vast. You cannot learn in one life. One life is not more enough to learn this whole knowledge and wisdom given by God. So I cannot say I have grown, yes, but yes, of course, by experiences in my life, I have learned to, just stand up for myself, leaving behind the society and the laws the society has created. And it made me so much strong that I don't want anyone to, accept me the way I am. And I don't want to prove also anything to the world. The only thing which I crave is the presence of God within me, nothing else.
So when you crave God, is that craving good? Because we as a person are a whole when we step to understand ourselves, right?
Yes.
So when we are craving for God, is that craving not operating from a whole perspective?
No, see, what happens when we rotate in the physical realm? We have many duties. Okay, I am a daughter. I am a mother. I am a woman. I am a friend. I have many roles. Okay, and doing that roles, it's highly impossible to have a conversation with God. Okay, so I literally wait for the moment. It's in the morning when I sit and meditate, and evening before I go to sleep to talk to God. So that's why I say it's like a craving. I literally wait for that moment.
Okay. And when you were in the journey, how was your belief system changing? Because you said, what I used to believe 10 years ago, I don't believe in that anymore because it was your own limitation. So,
Yeah.
how did you come and break those patterns?
I didn't break the patterns. It happened automatically, because the things which I faced in my life, the challenges I faced in my life, it made me aware that something is amiss in my life, in my insight. I should be, more polite. I should be more accepting. I should open myself to knowledge and acquire knowledge. Where I was, always opposite to my parents. Whatever they used to say me, I was the one opposing. Okay, I don't want to do this. I was forced to do the things because they always wished good for me. They were right in their way, but at that time, my opening of consciousness was closed. And when my consciousness opened, I said my parents were right. Why? Because my mom taught me many spiritual things, which ignited afterwards. Belief system is something which which opens up slowly. It doesn't opens up overnight. It takes some time. You have to pass through a tunnel. For example, if I travel from Paris to New York, the flight will take at least 11 hours to reach. I cannot reach in 1 hour. So this is the scripture of your own life. You need to go through the challenges to understand and open up your consciousness. Still now, there are some blockages which I feel my insight is not so clear sometimes.
When you feel your insights are not very clear, at that time, what do you do with yourself?
There is one thing which I love most in my life, that is surrender to God. When you don't understand and when you don't find clarity, you don't find a way out, only thing I do is, okay, God, I am sitting right now here in front of you. Do whatever you like to do. I accept it. I have already accepted it. So I don't want to just roll my mind and just uh, m- make my mind turbulent. I'm just surrendering this to you, and I literally surrender and just don't think about it. Not even a single thought comes into my mind questioning. See what happens when doubt comes into our mind. There are many, it's like a parasite. It will kill many good things. So that is the thing which I worked in my life, that I never raise a doubt. I am 1000% sure that these things are going to happen.
So, you have lived and learned a lot. What was your hardest or the toughest lesson to learn?
My hardest and toughest lesson was that I lived away from my child till 12 years. He was in India and I was in France. My father always wished me to settle down abroad, and he said me, okay, when you are settled nicely, then you can take your son. But what happened during a period of time? There was a law in France, and we need to prove it to the government that he was our child, my child. So it took 12 years to bring my child here. In that period, the tough challenge was, as a mother, I literally fought for my son to bring him here. So in that journey, I analyzed, realized many things a parent can feel and go through, especially a mother. So it was so hard till now. Sometimes when I remember, when I just go back in my past memory, when I remember, I say thank you to God, because He was with my parents and my in laws, and they well nourished him. But I literally missed his 12 years. But at that time, God was teaching me.
So basically, you're trying to say God has picked up a very important lesson for us to learn from
Yes.
the hardest thing that we face in our life so that our journey in the forward moments become easier because of those learnings.
Yes, yes. When God takes your loved ones or away from you, God makes a space that God should enter and God should talk to you. And you should ignite yourself to talk to God, because sometimes it's very difficult. Because people often ask me, I cannot talk to God because I cannot hear what God is trying to say." I often say them, keep talking to God. The answer will come. One day you will hear the voice as well. You should never give up. Always, just for an instant, small, small things, you keep talking to God, and you don't know what is the right time. God will just say something and you will hear it.
Okay, so I would ask, when you understand those numbers or the life patterns,
Mhm.
how do you use them in your own life? Or what is the value of those things reaching to you?
See, sometimes what happened when I was going through the hard phase, always the number. 111 used to come in front of me, and I used to decode it many times. But the circumstances, always God said me many things, but I understood only the half part of it. Every time 111 used to come, it came with a deep message that trust yourself and trust this journey. Don't force anyone, or don't put your things on anyone like this. Just relax, stay calm, be patient, because everything is happening for your good, which I understood. So it played a very important role in my life. 111. I used to see, and when my son visa got stamped, the first number I saw was 33. I didn't knew that his visa got stamped. I just saw 33 number, and in 30 seconds I would say my father called me and said that your son got the visa. That was a miracle for me. And since then the number 3 is following me. The home I am living in is the number is 30. The building number is 30. Everything, my car number is 30. My parking number is 30. So this number is following me everywhere.
So that means that when you break a certain pattern by acquiring the learning that was meant for you, those
Mhm.
numbers change.
Yes, and one more thing. Your Niharika number is 3. My son number is 3. So this 3 is, like attached threads to me.
Okay. Okay. So, Guruma, anything that you want to share with all of us that I have not touched on, but you think it's very important for today's generation to know about it?
Yes. Just, keep some time for yourself. Try to conversate with God, even just for 5 minutes, and keep your phones away. When you are spending time for yourself, igniting yourself, and trying to know your journey, what you want in life and what is happening in life, just spend some quality time with your own self, moving away from all the social media and phone and everything, because these things are making people's life dull. They are working so much on the brain that brain is getting paralyzed by these things. So just switch off your mobile phone for some time, spend some time in nature, spend some time with chanting some mantra and trying to analyze your whole journey, what has happened in the past and what you're wishing for your future, and what's going on in the present. It's called introspection. You need to introspect your life. Like we clean our homes on daily basis, we need to clean our minds on daily basis.
So, Guruma, how would one get an energy to understand, okay, I am losing from a track from my own journey? Because when you were going through your journey or you're walking till today, there are spaces when you understand, okay, I am losing my track. How
Yes.
would you get that awareness and come back to your track?
See, you always lose the track because something pops up in the mind and it tries to occupy. What happens? There might be delays. There might be things that it's not coming true very soon. So what happens? Human mind says, okay, all this is bullshit. We shouldn't trust anything. We should just do something else. So we often lose the track because of our own doubts, our own, I would say, confusion of mind, because we look and compare to other persons, to their journey, and we are often into the competitive mode. For example, children in nowadays, if you see, they are not getting married. So the main issue of parent is that their children is not getting married. But to understand why this is happening, why the children are not getting married, because the patience level has dropped down, the tolerance level has dropped down. And if you can see, women are independent in nowadays, and they don't want to be dependent. They want their partner to, to have money, they financial freedom, and always, when independence is there, you cannot just sit and just make another person tell you or dominate you. We just want to be like free birds. But sometimes to run a family, you need to understand each other rather than dominating. But in today's world, everybody wants to be free of responsibilities, free of this dominance, and free of everything actually. They want to be free birds, but they are not understanding they are destructing their whole life. Till how long they will do this? A person requires a partner. Why? Because this is a journey. Female and male, they come together, they have a family, they have kids. Why? Because somewhere God has planned this way. So there's a way for everything. But sometimes if children want something, parents also don't understand. That's the main issue. There is a lack of understanding in today's world. Everybody is watching others life and trying to compete. That's what it is. So I would request everyone not to compete with anyone and try to understand your child, and children should understand the parents as well. And it goes, it should go in sync. Both ways, both ways. But sometimes if both are going the other way, that's how God has planned actually. There's a learning in that as well.
Would one understand that they want something and this is not happening, so it's not for them?
First thing is, don't deny anything. Try to accept the things that are coming in your life. Just don't put yourself into the denial mode, because sometimes you are putting a block in front of you if you're denying. God always say yes to life. Why God say this? Because when you say yes to each and everything, only best things will happen in life. Try this. Never say no. Sometimes, somebody knocks at your door and asks for money. And people say, don't give money. They will take the money. They will drink. They will do all the shit and things like that. But I say, when somebody is knocking at your door, give them something to eat. Give them something. Don't let anyone go like this from your place when they are knocking and asking something. Because you never know. Maybe God has come to test you by knocking your door, and you just said that you don't have anything. So it's always good to say yes. Okay, yes, from my side it's a yes. Let's see what God has in store for me. This is called trust. You should trust so much that you are saying yes to everything. Never say no, because only best things will happen in your life.
Thank you for this lovely talk and lovely messages, because I know this is gonna help everybody as well as me, because this will be listened to by many people and they will understand why they are listening to this podcast today. So, Guruma, anything that you want to share with all of us that I have not touched on, but you think it's very important for today's generation to know about it?
Yes, just keep some time for yourself. Try to conversate with God, even just for 5 minutes, and keep your phones away. When you are spending time for yourself, igniting yourself, and trying to know your journey, what you want in life, and what is happening in life, just spend some quality time with your own self, moving away from all the social media and phone and everything, because these things are making people's life dull. They are working so much on the brain that brain is getting paralyzed by these things. So just switch off your mobile phone for some time, spend some time in nature, spend some time with chanting some mantra and trying to analyze your whole journey, what has happened in the past and what you're wishing for your future, and what's going on in the present. It's called introspection. You need to introspect your life. Like we clean our homes on daily basis, we need to clean our minds on daily basis. Thank you so much, Niharika. But before ending this podcast, I want to ask you as well, because as a human being, you have evolved as well. So, for the young generation, I want a message from you as well, that what message you can give to the young ones of your generation.
The message that I would like to deliver today is focus on yourself and understand what you really want from your heart. And to know what you want from your heart, you have to surrender everything to the universe or God. Because if you want something, you have to become zero first. To learn something, you have to become zero and then start. So if you get to a state where your all your wants become zero, that is where you'll find your true want or true path.
Yes.
And for today's generation, it is very easy to know, okay, I want a Louis Vuitton bag, I want a Prada boot or something, but they don't know there are things hidden inside those things why they want that thing.
Mm.
They would want everything and they would also buy and get them, but they won't know would they really utilize that or would they just utilize that for one day or one party.
Yes.
So even I've seen with myself, I was in a job in which I truly wanted that job, and when I reached at that stage, certain things happened in my life where I questioned, is this really what I wanted in my life?
Mhm.
Because I was a scholar, I studied everything with my heart and soul, and even after that, I was not happy at that stage, or I was not satisfied. And that was the day when I started, if this is what I wanted and I am here, then I don't know what is right and what is wrong for me. That was the biggest learning of my life. And that is when I surrendered, or I asked God, what is truly made for me? Please show it to me and show me the way, because I want to walk on that path now, because I have done what I wanted and
Yes.
that's not working for me anymore. So
Yes.
this is the message that I want to share with young generation, because it is happening with them. It is just they're not aware that this is happening.
Yes, yes, yes. Very nice. Very nice. Thank you so much, Niharika. It was a great session with you. Lots of love to you and all the viewers who will watch this episode. And the last message is just keep praying and keep enhancing your mind with good words, so that good words flow from your mind. Each and every word coming out of your mind is like a spell and a magic. So speak good words and try to, replace all the negative words with positive ones, and try to be positive each and every second of your life, and keep blessing everyone around you. Love you all.
Thank you so much, Yuruma, and blessings to you as well.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank you
you.
so much,
Take care.
Neha. Thank you.